Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, New York Sports Central. I'm Matt, and today we're going to discuss this kind of late, but I figured I'd make it now since we really know who they're going to play against in the ALCS. Is the Yankees sweep Minnesota and to move on to the ALCS, and now we know that they're going to play against the Houston Astros. So this was a very dominating series from the Yankees standpoint. They swept Minnesota 3-0. Minnesota had no chance. It felt like they were undermatched. They were overmatched, and they didn't have a chance all series long. And this was a fun fact that I heard, and I want to share it with you guys. The last time the Yankees won the World Series, of course, in 2009, Gleyber Torres was not yet a teenager. So that's really showing that this is a young Yankee team that could, I don't want to say it again, but they could turn into a dynasty again, just like in the 90s, in the 70s, and the 40s. And 20s, 30s, and 40s, they can be another dynasty Yankee team. I'm seeing it again. They drafted really well, and they have a lot of young guys that are up now, and it's a next man up mentality. It doesn't matter who gets hurt on that team. They always have someone to step in and play. Their AAA team is probably better than a lot of MLB teams. Like, I bet their AAA team can play against the worst MLB team and win. I honestly think that, because there's a lot of guys on their AAA roster that should be major league players. So that's a really good thing for the Yankees. They have a ton of trade candidate assets that they don't really need, and they can dangle them and get guys to help them win even more championships in the future. And the real telltale sign of this series is that Minnesota went 1 for 12 with runners in the scoring position. So they didn't really get things going offensively, and that was like a surprising thing, because I thought that Minnesota's offense had a chance, because the Yankees pitching was kind of their starting pitching, was kind of their Achilles heel, and Minnesota led the major leagues in home runs. So I thought the Twins were going to come in and hit a little bit at least, but they really didn't. The Yankees shut them down. And another interesting stat that I thought was kind of out there, and I didn't realize it, was that Minnesota has lost 16 consecutive postseason games, and it tied a major American sport record with the NHL's Blackhawks for most consecutive postseason games lost at 16, and that record was attained from the Blackhawks from 1975 to 79. So Minnesota has had absolutely zero playoff wins since 2004. That's crazy. And also, more notably, the Yankees have won 13 straight playoffs games versus Minnesota also. So Minnesota and the Yankees aren't an even matchup, even if you go back in recent history. So basically, the most notable player for the Yankees was Didi. He went 4 for 10 with 6 RBIs in the whole series, so he was their main notable offensive catalyst. But everyone hit in that series, so it's hard to really pinpoint anyone, because everyone who got into the lineup hit against Minnesota. So basically, the Yankees led in all aspects, offensive and defensively, and pitching, despite the Twins being a heavily favored offensive lineup that led the home run, that led the MLB in home runs, narrowly in second place from the Yankees. But pretty much overall, the Yankees lineup is lethal and can go up against anyone and score more runs than even the Astros. But their starting pitching is still suspect. I wonder how it's going to be when they face up against the Astros, who have been there, done that. They have a championship under their belts already, and see how they fare against the Yankees starters. But all Yankees need to do is outscore teams until the 6th or 7th inning, get their starters through at least 5 innings and outscore the opponent, which they can easily do, and they have that game already sealed up because they got to give it to Chapman, Zach Britton, Adam Ottavino, and Chad Green. Like there is so many options that they can go to, and that's not even considering their injury to Dylan Betances. Like, this team is crazy in the bullpen, so they should be shut down. If they have a lead in the 6th, 7th inning, then they can shut it down very easily. That's why the Yankees are a dangerous team. And that's why I'm glad that the Astros got through, because I felt like if Tampa got through, I feel like they would sweep them too and finish them off rather easily. But I think the Astros playing them, we had a really good, close, hard-fought series. Like last time they played against each other in 2017. And I'm looking forward to seeing that series again. They feel like the Yankees feel like they have something to prove now, because they're going to play against the former World Series champions in 2017. So it's going to be an amazing series. I'm hoping that the Astros come on top, only because I'm a Mets fan. I don't like the Yankees, but I respect the Yankees immensely, even though I don't like them. This season, they were actually the underdogs, which is not a thing I don't think you ever say for the Yankees, because they always have all the high-salary players, high-profile free agents coming in. They're really underdogs this year. They had so many injuries, and young guys stepped up to the plate and just powered them through, and you couldn't not help be like, hey, like, this Yankee team's actually not very easily hateable like the other previous teams. Like, they had young guys who are there that you don't hate yet because they haven't done anything yet. Like, Gio Urshela came up and looked amazing. He came out of nowhere. And it's a shame that Andujar is hurt. He's just another piece in that young lineup. And Gleyber Torres coming over from the Cubs in the Aroldis Chapman trade. And it's like they essentially never made that trade and just got Gleyber Torres because Chapman then signed on the Yankees. And it's just endless. Like, the outfield depth, the infield depth. G.J. LeMahieu showing that he's a really good hitter and is not just a Coors Field product. He showed that he could carry a team offensively, which I didn't think he could. Because he played with a lot of nice hitters in Colorado, with Owen Arenado, Charlie Blackmon, Trevor Story, and earlier on when Troy Tulowitzki was in Colorado. But he showed that he's a real MVP, perennial all-star caliber type of player, and I'm surprised with that. And he's a very good fielder at second base. So this Yankee team has what it takes to win it all, and they have what it takes to be another dynasty. I believe that they're like an ace or two away from being like a dominant dynasty team. So it's interesting to see if they end up signing Garrett Cole in the offseason. He was an original draft pick of the Yankees, so they feel like they still kind of own him and they should have held on to him. So I would think the Yankees would offer him a lot of money, who I think they would. And I think he may sign there because they can offer him the highest contract, and the Yankees have a shot to be a World Series contender for years and years and years. And this Astros series is going to be interesting because the Yankees have to go up against like real playoff-proven, really good starters in Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, and Zach Greinke. So it's going to be an interesting series and see how the Yankee starters go up against the Astros' amazing perennial MVP Cy Young candidate starters. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And another thing is that Carlos Correa has been really slow this whole year and in the playoffs. So I'm wondering if he's still injured and isn't 100%, because he's a player who hasn't been producing, and I'm not sure why. He's been hitting 7th for the Houston Astros, and if they want to win, he has to hit 2. I know they have a lot of guys in their lineup, but he needs to take it a step up if they want to win, because they can't win without him, I feel. So it's going to be an interesting series. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll talk about it when it's over, and we'll cover the whole championship series from the National League and the American League, and we'll preview the World Series, and also look for my video covering all the divisional series, and we'll talk about those and cover those in another video. So, thank you. More Yankee stuff soon, and hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you later.